Hello peeps and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. At the moment I'm on here by myself. I just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff I've done. So I'm kind of avoid looking behind me for a few minutes here. I do want to show you though that we did put kind of a stairway here going down to the bottom layer, and I also want to show you that this big old tank over here is gone. We had to get rid of this because the idea that I started last episode, it wasn't working. So I went ahead and I replaced it. I had a setup where I had a total of 14 drains coming out of the bottom, and every drain had a fluid duct coming out of it that had a filter for a different type of liquid metal, and that was pumping into a holding tank, which was then pumping into the basins and the ingot casters, and that was working. But it was lagging us so bad every time fluid flowed in or out of that tank. There's some severe rendering issues with those those deep storage tanks from Tinker Steelworks, so they're really cool, but they need a little bit more work before they're that usable. So now we have this down here. We have an individual smeltery. Some of them are 2 high, some of them are only 1 high, for every type of base metal ore we can possibly get. The base metals are imported in via precision export bus. Lava is supplied from our main lava supply right here. It feeds through a fluid duct and goes down underneath and feeds into the bottom of all of these tanks. Any molten metal is pumped out into a casting table where it is cast into the appropriate ingot. And if there isn't enough metal available to make an ingot, well, that's not a problem. It just holds the metal in the ingot cast. Lots of background noise today, sorry. Holds the metal in the ingot cast until there is a full ingot. So it's doing pretty good. It's producing a lot of materials for us. Let's see, what else have I done? We did expand this platform down here so that we have room to do all of that. Now we can also access all of our other stuff here. Can access the magmatics, the Dirtatron 9001, which we really need to get running again. Got to start planting some stuff. Over here, I've been doing some work with the bees. Dragon has actually set up our infusion altar and all of our stuff for us. I think I showed this last episode, but he got that all set up for us. And I do still have flight on, so I'm going to grab a couple of grafters and I'm going to see if I get any luck here. I have some hill cherry and some walnut trees growing over here now. The goal here is to end up with chestnut trees, because chestnut trees give you probably the best bang for your buck when it comes to seeds. And it looks like I did get at least 1 chestnut sapling, but you have to have 4 in order for it to work. So we don't have quite enough yet. This is my second one, I think. That's a butternut sapling. That'll be our 3rd of that. And let's take one quick look under here. There's a couple here. There's one there. And there's a couple. And I think that's going to be it for the moment. We got a lot of walnuts, another butternut, some hill cherries, and 1 more sweet chestnut. So we'll put the chestnut away. And he's not going to stack with the other chestnut because I analyzed it, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, let's dump our junk saplings off the edge. We don't need the extra butternut. Helps if I turn the magnet off. I do that all the time. And we'll keep the walnut. Yeah, butterfly. Our energy cell here is holding up pretty well as long as we're not running everything all at once. We do have over here, built for us by Dragon, a rather obnoxiously large soybean farm. This is pretty much the max size you can get. It's 1 short of the max size you can get. He's got a platinum upgrade in here, and it's producing tons of soybeans for us. So it's doing some pretty good work. Now, there's one other thing I want to show off before we get to the theme of today's episode, and you might be able to see it out of the corner of my vision right now. No, it's not the slime sapling, although I did plant some of those. It's our blood altar. Let's get these bloodstone bricks, and you can see we now have some blood saplings and bloodwood trees from Natura. Word of warning, peeps, these things grow upside down. So they have to be planted upside down on tainted soil, and they will grow down, not up. And they will destroy anything underneath them. So when you plant these things, make sure you plant them going down in a place where there's nothing that you care about. And make sure you have the ability to fly so you can get down there and harvest all your good stuff. Let's go take a look at what I did with the blood altar. Ho ho ho, doesn't this thing look awesome? We got gold blocks in the corner here. We're going to have them eventually anyway. We got amber blocks taking the place of this. We have fancy redstone brick slabs from Forge Micro Blocks taking the place of the corner blocks here. We've got bloodwood from Natura with some bloodwood leaves to make it look all sorts of nasty and evil. We have an evil looking red fence here where we can trap all sorts of things in here and sacrifice them. Yeah. Now, the only thing we need to do is we need to take these large bloodstone bricks. We need to put one in the corner of each of these, because I went ahead off camera and made all of the runes that we needed here to fill in that. And if we go get ourselves a divination sigil, which, did I leave my divination sigil in here? Yes. If we go get a divination sigil, this thing should report now that it's a tier 4 altar. Nope, tier 3. I did something wrong then. I wonder if maybe we got one too many bloodwood here. If that's the case, it's an easy enough fix. I've never actually put together one of these things without cheating, so we'll see if this works. Oh, I didn't mean to break that out. Damn it, I'll have to repair that later. Damn it. Okay, what tier are we now? We're still tier 3. I'll have to figure out what I'm doing wrong off camera. But still, doesn't it look damn cool? I think it looks damn cool. I think it looks damn cool. The cobblestone here will eventually be replaced with runes. So, and these amber blocks here will eventually be replaced with beacons. But that's not what I want to do this episode. What I want to do this episode... Oh, one more thing. I put a bunch of sewers in the pastures here and put iron upgrades in them and put some in there. And that's a 50 block tank back there. 50 of the open blocks, obsidian, and glass pane tanks that hold 16 buckets each. That's 50 of them, and it's full. And so are the sewers. So we either need to build more tanks to hold more sewage, or we need to just, we need to do something with it. Now, what I want to do today is I want to get started doing something nasty again. I want to be very, very mean to the local wildlife. What I want to do is I want to start producing some food. Not soybeans, not wheat, not bread, not chicken. You may have noticed we've got tons of that in here. Well, you may have guessed from the 1,000 feathers we have that we've got tons of chicken in there. No, I want to start making good old-fashioned processed food. It's in this chest over here. Oh yeah, we got a slaughterhouse, a meat packer, and an auto spawner here. Guess what we're going to do with this, peeps? Oh hell yeah. We are going to cause some trouble. We need, first of all, a reusable safari net, which is crafted with 4 ender pearls and a gas tier. Not a problem. Who is our unlucky victim? I think it's going to be this cow right here. Come here, cow. You're about to have a very bad day. We're going to come over here. And I'm actually going to build this on the back of here, I think. Because we've got this mob spawner here that's producing lots of mob essence for us. We're going to need lots of mob essence in order to run our industrial meatpacking facility here. So, we're going to grab some fluiducts, which I don't have any in here. Do I have any in here? I don't want to make any if I already have a bunch. I don't see any, but there are some levers in here which we'll probably need. We'll just make some more. Screw it. We need some fluiducts. We're going to need some cobblestone, because I need to make a platform. And we're also going to need a piece of iron, a stick, a diamond, and our division sigil, because Dragon fell out of the world again, carrying our builder's wand again. Swear can't trust that boy with anything. We've got our flight potion here. He didn't fall out of the world with that, thankfully. This is the spare one that Kozak had on him. And I've got some filling agents that I made off camera in here. Oh, I also put a bucket of green slime in there. Oh, my flight's worn off. So we're going to put the filling agent there. We're going to put the flight potion there. And the blood orb isn't required for this. All you're doing is basically diluting out the potion flask. So, there we go. Fully charged. Want some torches. I've learned my lesson in building things without having sufficient torches. We got 165 torches in here. That's plenty. Thought maybe we'd have some redstone energy conduit because Dragon said he was going to make a lot of it last night, but I think he used it all. So we may need to make some redstone energy conduits. We got some leadstone ones. Let's go ahead and make some redstone energy conduits. We'll make 30 of them. Now, how much is already in here? 800 millibuckets? That's enough to get 4. So we're going to need... Easiest way to do it. Throw some in the magma crucible. This dynamo is out of water and out of coal. The survivalist generator is totally full though. I think we might want to put a sound muffler over there. While that's going, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Ingot, division sigil, diamond, gets us the unstable ingots, that gets us another builder's wand. Take a shot of my potion. And I've taken to scrolling away after I'm done drinking, because if you leave it on there, sometimes you get hit with that wonderful vanilla Minecraft bug that makes you take multiple drinks. And it just annoys the crap out of me. So, I'm going to put this right behind this mob trap, I think. So, ooh, hey. That's not good. No wonder we've been getting spawns. So I'm just going to extend this platform out behind here. And this is the nice thing about the Builder's Wand, especially when you combine it with a flight potion. Now I'm going to build all of the infrastructure on top of this, so I'm not going to have a platform underneath it, I don't think. I'm just going to scatter some torches around. Just enough to keep spawns from coming up. That should be plenty. Then I'm going to extend this platform out this way just a little bit. That should make things nice and even. Throw down a few more. No, not the auto spawner. Throw down a few torches. Call it good. Alright, break this. Now, the auto spawner needs to be placed in the middle of a platform. That platform I'm going to put right here. We're going to have the auto spawner probably be... Yeah, we'll probably have the auto spawner be right... Let's go one more up with the auto spawner. Put the auto spawner right there. That way I can dig this out and we'll be perfectly fine. On each side of the auto spawner we're going to put some cobblestone. Now we're going to use the builder's wand to extend this out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll take this out 3 in every direction. Just like that. We'll come up here and light this up. We want this to be well lit. We're going to go get some fences. We'll use the fences to fence in our livestock while they're waiting to be slaughtered. That should be plenty. If not, I can always come back and get a few more. I actually want to, for visual purposes, take this out one more in every direction. So I want the interior of it to be 9 by 9, but I want the actual structure to be 10 by 10. Because that way I can do this. We also won't need to worry about lighting the outside edge because putting a fence there makes sure mobs can't spawn. Now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here we want to put our slaughterhouse. Is that facing the right way? Of course it's not. Slaughterhouse right there. If we interact with the slaughterhouse, we're going to notice that it has a couple of different meters here. I'm not exactly sure what all of these do, to tell you the truth. I've never actually used the slaughterhouse before. In the auto spawner, we're going to put the cow safari net that we just got. We're going to connect these fluid ducts off of the side of this mob essence tank. We're also going to put fences up there so that the cows can't get up. So we don't want the cows to be able to escape their fate. We're going to run the mob essence line under here. And we can put the line going down like this. I don't have my crescent hammer on me, but that's okay. We're going to need a power supply over here. I'm going to run this on 2 more of those ender generators. We have 18 ender pearls in here, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have some blaze powder now, because I put some dust in to sieve earlier. We'll need 2 furnaces. Oops, I didn't mean to make 64 furnaces, that's fine. Not like we're hurting for anything there. And Ender Generator is pretty easy to make once you've got all that. Now we're also going to want a... Do we have a hardened energy cell in here already? Not in there. We might have one in here. Could have sworn we had a hardened energy cell somewhere. Maybe I left it over towards B-Land? There it is. Hardened energy cell, which we're going to bring over here. We're going to pop the hardened energy cell down right, say, about here. We're going to have the top and the side be inputs. We're going to have the back be the output. We'll just put the ender generator straight on here. Come over here, grab some ender pearls from the last barrel on the line. For right now, I'm just going to put one in each, since we're not really running power yet. Over here, we're going to grab our redstone energy conduits. And we are going to start running some power. Actually, I didn't want to run the power that far. Let's come over here and grab my crescent hammer. And I probably should grab a bite. The honey slices still restore a lot of hunger, but you only get 1 for a piece of bread and 8 honey drops now. And they don't give you the well-fed buff. So, I'm honestly not sure what the well-fed buff does, but anytime you can get a buff for eating, it's probably worth it. However, with the ridiculous amount of honey that we have now, I'm not that worried about it. Now I'm going to run this energy line over here, but I'm not going to connect it quite yet, because I don't want to have 15,000 cows spawning until I have a way to take care of them. The slaughterhouse needs power too, so we're going to break out this and this. We're going to run some conduit up to it, just like that. And the slaughterhouse now has power. The slaughterhouse is going to produce something for us. We will need to be able to pump that out. The slaughterhouse is going to produce liquid meat. Yummy! The liquid meat produced by the slaughterhouse we are going to pump into the meat packer. Yes, I am bringing Mickey D's to Skyblock. As horrifying as that sounds. The meat packer takes in meat and produces, well, raw meat ingots. Or, I can't remember if it produces raw meat ingots or if it produces raw meat bars, but whatever it is, it's raw, quote, meat, unquote. So, yeah, I'm not sure how trustworthy it is. Let's give that some power. And then for visual purposes, we're going to disconnect that. And we're going to disconnect that also. Alright, the last thing we need is a way to store the stuff that's coming out of that thing. For right now, I'm just going to use a chest. Depending on how much this thing produces, we might need to switch it out to something else. I think just putting it next to it's good enough. That should be everything we need. So if we fire this thing up by connecting that, we should start getting, well, once I turn on the mob pump, So give that a whack with crescent hammer, put down a lever, and voila! We should have cows. We have cows. Moo. Now the slaughterhouse, I don't know what the range on this slaughterhouse is. We might want multiple slaughterhouses, because this thing is taking a while. Well, there it killed 3. Man, this is going to produce a ridiculous amount of cows. I might have to look up the maximum range of the slaughterhouse and change this thing. Actually, I wonder if conveyor belts would work here. Use conveyor belts to push the cows towards the slaughter. That sounds suitably nasty. Let's try that. Because I am that kind of guy. Look at these cows. Walking away from this. Get in there. How am I doing on flight time? I don't want to pull a dragon. Get out of the way. Fine. You, get out of the way. All of you, get out of the way. I have no problem massacring all of you. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Looks like they're all trying to run away from the thing. So I think I might go make a few more of these conveyor belts. We'll use the conveyor belts to keep the mobs in where they need to be. Had enough for one more set. That should be plenty. I'm going to use the hatchet to kill these. We'll try this again in a second here with a version 2. Ah, it's spawning more! Get out of the way. Need a few more. What didn't I have to be able to make more conveyor belts? I didn't have the rubber. Well, we got plenty of rubber. Just gotta cook it. One more set of conveyor belts will be plenty to make this happen. There we go. I almost feel bad. I say almost because I sacrificed about 200 chickens earlier. Once you get to a point where you start doing that, you don't feel so bad about anything anymore. Look at that cow, running away trying to avoid his fate. Let's just turn this on, pull the rest of the stuff in here. Okay, how much mob essence is in this thing? Well, that's the slaughterhouse. How much mob essence is still in this? Not a whole lot. How are we doing with the meat packer? The meat packer has produced pink slime. So we're getting raw meat nuggets, and it looks like we had some pink slime in there, but we don't have a way to pull the pink slime out, I guess. Let's see here. Pink slime is actually something that we want really bad. That's pretty much the reason why I made this. We gotta figure out a way to get the pink slime out. What I might have to do is just put a couple of tanks on the side of here until we can capture a bucket worth of pink slime. Or until we can capture a little bit of pink slime. Let's go turn on my obsidian generator for a few seconds here. I also built this thing earlier. It looks kind of like a fountain until you flip the lever here, and then you find out it's an obsidian generator. It's a barrel that has a feed from our main lava pipe that runs underneath our base going into it. It's got water over top of it, and then this is an autonomous activator. So you just flip it, that thing fills with lava, the water cools it into obsidian, the autonomous activator clicks it, it goes into the vacuum hopper. It's pretty neat. Apparently we also got squid and ink sacs. I don't know how, but we'll take it. We grab a couple of tanks. And we grab a couple of fluid ducts. I might not even need the fluid ducts. Let's try putting a tank down. See what happens. Well, we're stuck on work. Oh, because I turned the mob farm off. I wonder if the slaughterhouse produces the pink slime. I'll have to watch that for a second. Let's pull this off. That produced meat. Let's see if the slaughterhouse produces pink slime after a few cows here. Because I don't want to burn our pink slime off to get meat from it. If we get pink slime, I want it to use the pink slime. What we can do is once I get one bucket of meat, I can put a pneumatic servo on this thing and whitelist it to meat so it'll only send meat. I think I'll do that. Flight's worn off. Servo. And I need a bucket in order to be able to put this in here. Starving. There we go. Problem fixed. Come over here. Check this thing. See if we've gotten any pink slime yet. Nope, just a bunch of meat. We will take this off. We'll put this on. That's going to fill with meat. We'll put that in there. We're going to take a bucket of meat out of this thing. Maybe not. We'll have to connect the tank in order to get the meat. Looks like. Liquid meat. Yum, yum. Fluid filter, we're going to whitelist meat. Now we just need to switch that. We'll need to put a redstone signal on it momentarily to empty it out. So we'll just put that there, put a lever on it. Now quickly while it's empty, we'll break that, and we'll connect that. Now we can break this. Now it'll send any meat directly to our meat packer. There we go, pink slime. If we break this out and put the tank next to it, I would think that would put the pink slime in the tank. There we go. Now we're getting pink slime in this tank, and meat will be sent to the slaughterhouse. Notice we're barely making a dent in our mob essence. Yeah, I'm not worried about this. And if mob essence becomes a problem, we'll deal with that when the time comes, but I don't see it being a problem for a while. Can break this tank. $318 buckets. Let's go ahead and put the slime bucket in the meat packer. Can we do that directly? No, not really. We'll have to do this the hard way. Put the meat bucket in there. Connect the fluid up there. Set this to output. Click. Break. Remove. Done. Okay. This is going to get us tons and tons and tons of meat, which is going to be combined into raw meat ingots and raw meat nuggets. What can we do with these? Well, all sorts of gross stuff. You can cook them into cooked meat, which shouldn't really surprise anyone. You can combine 9 of these raw meat ingots into a raw meat nugget. Let's go ahead and do that. But if you take a look at the uses for raw meat ingots, you can make raw meat blocks. Yeah, let's make a block of just raw meat. That looks appetizing. Oh yeah. Sad thing is, I'm pretty sure the cooked meat blocks are edible. That's horrifying, but I'm pretty sure it's true. But you can also use this with a pot and a mixing bowl to make stock. Then you can combine that with some more raw meat, some flour, a mixing bowl, a pot, and some more raw meat to get meaty stew, which is a hearty meal. That sounds delicious. We don't need an autonomous activator. We need a couple of cyclic assemblers. If we take the cyclic assemblers, which will need 4 tin gears, we'll need 2 machine frames, we'll need 2 redstone reception coils. We have umpteen million chests, so that's not a problem. We'll need some item ducts. How did I get flint? Don't know. Got a few more item ducts. Might need some servos. Do we have any servos in here? No. Get a few servos. Now, we need a mixing bowl. We'll actually want 2. These don't stack. And we'll want a pot. Well, actually I want 2. Alright, now we're going to bring these 2 cyclic assemblers over here. I'm leaving that slime alone because I've already got a slime trapped in a thing, so not that big a deal. Over here, connected to this, we are going to have an item duct coming out of this chest. That item duct is going to come over here. It's not going to connect there. That is going to feed into cyclic assembler number 1, which we're also going to connect to power. In cyclic assembler number 1, I forgot something, and I'm ignoring that because it's from Washington, D.C., which means I don't care what they have to say. I really wish I could mute the other one. But I muted my handset. That's the best I can do. Sorry about that. I don't want to talk to you. Hang up now. We need some blank schematics, which means we need paper. We'll get 2 blank schematics. We'll head over to the cyclic assemblers. I forgot I don't have flight on. Let's fix that. Okay, in cyclic assembler number 1, we're going to put the schematic in here. We are going to give it a recipe. That recipe is going to be pot plus mixing bowl plus raw meat ingot equals 3 hardy stock. Notice it's going to quickly make tons and tons of hardy stock for us. Here, we are going to install a pneumatic servo. This servo we are going to program to only allow raw meat ingots to come out. Give that a whack with a wrench. Set the redstone mode to on. Whitelist that. And it's going to pump all of our wonderful raw meat ingots into here. Into cyclic assembler number 2. We put the item duct there. We put the servo on here. And we're actually going to want it to... We're actually going to want to set this to round robin mode, because we want it to kind of split our raw meat ingots. And then we want to have one coming up here. Shut up, cat. We don't want that connecting there. We don't want that to connect there either. So we need to run this up a little more, which means I need a few more item ducts. Let's go get them. Typing helps. That should work. And actually, I can just prevent this. Well, no, we want to do it this way. There we go. Now we should occasionally get raw meat ingots in here as well. And this one, well, first of all, we're going to grab some meaty stew, or some stock, rather. And this one is going to be set to whitelist stock. Enabled low. Good. It's now going to pump all of the stock into here. So we're going to have tons of stock. This one, we're going to give a recipe. We're going to tell this one. Actually, how much stock do we have? We got 47 stock. Let's just put another one of you in there. And then for right now, I think we're going to disable that output. And in here, we're going to tell this that a pot plus a mixing bowl plus a raw meat ingot plus stock plus flour, as soon as we go get some flour. Flour, by the way, is made by just combining a mortar and pestle with some wheat or rice or potatoes or rye or pretty much any of the grains. So we can automate the production of that too if we need to. But for right now, I would like a way to control the amount that this is making. And, well, we have to redo the schematic, I guess. Stock, mixing bowl, pot, raw meat ingot equals meaty stew. Oh, yummy. Lots and lots of meaty stew. Let's go make ourselves some more flour. So we'll get our mortar and pestle. We'll get our wheat, which we have tons of now. Get a couple more stacks of flour. We're going to get a chest. And over on this side of this thing, we're going to put the chest. That's where it's going to output all of our meaty stew. Put the flour in here. And oh yeah. We got meaty stew for days. Look at all that food. We are not going to be hurt for food anytime soon now. I think that is pretty neat. It's not fully automated. I may work on it a little more off camera, see if I can get it fully automated. But you gotta admit, it's pretty damn cool. Go ahead and put all this crap away, and then we'll take one more swing over by the bees. Not with that grafter, hell no. Take the magnet though. I'm keeping the builder's wands on me from now on. I got a couple of thaumium grafters that Dragon made for me. This one's got Unbreaking 1 on it. I have another one somewhere that has Unbreaking 2. Let's see if we got any luck with our leaves. There's our third sweet chestnut. There's our fourth. So we got everything we need now to plant sweet chestnuts. We'll just do this to confirm that they are all the same type of tree. And there we go. What do we want chestnuts for? Because they produce, well, chestnuts. Where are they? Right there. Why are those so good? Well, if you squeeze those, you get 2.2 buckets of seed oil for every chestnut. So, yeah. These things are like awesome for making seed oil. If you take a look at the squeezer, we're going to find out that cherries are 0.05 for pretty much every type of cherry. Almonds, hazelnuts, butternuts, beech nuts, these are all around 1.0 to 1.8. Pecan and Brazil nuts are also pretty low. Those are low. Olives are very low. I'm kind of surprised about that. I would expect olives to be really high because of making olive oil. Walnuts are 1.8, so walnuts are tied for second best. Chestnuts are at 2.2. I believe those are the best. Regular seeds are only 0.1. Yeah. They are tied for second best. So, now we have chestnuts. I can tear down all of these trees because these have served their usefulness, and plant a few chestnut trees, which I'll probably do on a forestry farm so we can just harvest the nuts from them. We don't need to harvest anything else from them. Shut up! I almost got through an episode without a major fight. That's awesome. But I'm going to start working down another line of tree breeding now, because we are now producing the ability to make tons of seed oil. We need the ability to produce tons of ethanol. And that's going to be it for this episode, peeps. So this has been Night Dagger with Let's Play Agrarian Skies. I think this was episode 14. If not, I'm sure I will correct myself at some point. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'm going to go strangle a cat. Catch you later, peeps.